class. Here, animal is the parent base class. Child class. Child class, also called a derived class, is a class that inherits features, variables, and functions from the parent class. Here, dog is a child-derived class that inherits from animal. What is an object? An object is an instance of a class. When you create an object, memory is allocated for the class's data members. There are some access specifiers. They control the visibility of class members. Public, accessible from outside the class. Private, accessible only within the class default. Protected, accessible in derived classes, use and inheritance. What is a constructor and destructor? A constructor is a special function in a class that is automatically called when an object is created. It is used to initialize the object's data members. And the destructor is a special function that is automatically called when an object goes out of scope or is deleted. It is used to release resources like memory, files, etc. There are some benefits of object-oriented programming. Modularity. Code is organized into classes. Each class handles one specific task or concept. Reusability. You can reuse existing classes using inheritance instead of writing code again. Data security, encapsulation. Sensitive data is hidden using private or protected access specifiers. Flexibility, polymorphism. One function can work in different ways depending on the object. Easy maintenance changes in one part of the program have minimal effects on others. This is a program to calculate area of rectangle using class. Hash include IOStream. This line includes the input-output stream header file, which allows us to use COOT and CIN. Class rectangle. Here we are defining a class named rectangle. Private. This means the data members declared under this section cannot be accessed directly from outside the class. Public. Members under this section can be accessed from outside the class. Void set data. This is a member function used to set the values of length and width. In area, this is another member function that calculates and returns the area of the rectangle. In main, this is the main function, where program execution begins. Here we create an object named R1 of the class rectangle. Calling the setData function to assign the values 2 and 3 to length and width. Now compile and run a program. Now here is a program to calculate average marks of students. Hash include IOStream. We include the input-output stream header file to use coot and cyan in our program. Class student. Here we define a class named student. This class will store the student's name and marks, and it will calculate the average marks. Private section. The variables under this section are accessible only inside the class. Public section. Now we define the functions that can be accessed from outside class. Void input. This function takes the name and 3 marks as input and stores them in class variables. Float average. This function calculates and returns the average of the 3 marks. This line adds the 3 marks and divides them by 3 to get the average. Void display. This function shows the student's name and their average marks on the screen. This is the main function where program execution begins. We create an object named S1 class student. Here we call the input function and pass the student's name and 3 marks as arguments. This line calls a display function to print the student's name and average marks on the screen. This indicates that the program has executed successfully. Now compile and run a program. I hope so this video helps you a lot. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel.